was a teenager, at the time I was going to Simon Gratz High School. And we lived around the corner from Girard College. But talk about families. We had like 3 generations in one household. My mom was 16 when she had me, so of course I wasn't supposed to make anything of myself if you listen to the statistics. But I had a very rich background. I think the gang in our neighborhood was 214, little community gang, but my uncles had status in the gang, so they were good guys, so I guess I came up along that, and I always had a lot of confidence in myself. The other thing I had a sense of, I always had a sense for the underdog. I love Greek mythology, I love the stories about people being saved. So I think that was part of where I came from, this whole thing. On television, we could see the kids being brutalized down south, so all of that was ingrained. Girard College, we lived around the corner. My father's family lived right in front of Girard College, on College Avenue. We did interact with the kids from Girard College, mind you. Their balls would come over, we throw them back, vice versa. They would sneak over the wall, go to the candy store, come back. We had interactions with them at 26 in Girard where they had the Fairmount movie, which is not there anymore. The kids, they would separate the kids from us.
Okay.
If they were up top, they threw popcorn and juice and all that down on us. And if we complained, they'd move them, and then we get up in the balcony, we throw stuff down on them. So that was our interaction with them. When the call came out, I didn't know any of these guys, and we went to Girard College. My first arrest was down at when I first met Cecil Moore. He was one of the most powerful men, I think, in the city of Philadelphia. And being a black man, sharp, or those, what did they say, sharkskin suits. Came to the Board of Health, had a cigar, cussed, drank, and he said, "I love black women." I fell in love with him. And my first meeting with him, me and some of the guys from the neighborhood were going around. The cop said something to us. I said, "I'm gonna tell Mr. Moore." I mean, he was bad. And I got up enough heart to go over. I said, "Yeah, go tell him." I said, "Cecil," I said, "Mr. Moore," I said, "those cops were messing with us. They're not going to be messing with my damn people. Let me go tell them." I was in heaven then.
Okay.
And then we kept going around Girard College, got to know these guys. 16 at the time. My first arrest was at the State Building. And I was a student tutor when I was in high school. At the, they changed the school, the black, again, I can't think of the name right now. 22nd Street is now the School of Arts or Sciences or something. Douglas. 22nd and Arts.
Douglas.
No, it wasn't Frederick Douglass. I just can't, it just won't come to me now, old age now. But I was a tutor there. I worked for the Board of Education, the school board. So I got locked up down at the State Building. I heard this commotion in the back. They were counter demonstrators for Girard College. I hear the noise. I go in the back and I see the police beating Tree, who's not here. He's in the Philadelphia nursing home now. I see them beating Tree. I see Leonard back there, and there's all these cops. And I jumped down to try to help them. Well, they threw me against the wall. No, they threw me against the wall. One cop pushed me. The Civil Disobedience Squad, that's what they were called then. They're civil affairs now. But they pulled me against the wall. Now, we knew these guys because they were with us every day all those months. When they pulled me against the wall, I was hysterical. I watched them beat Tree so bad. Tree was clawing the cement to get under one of the police vans. When they pulled him out, he was unconscious. They were still beating him. They were beating the photographers because they did not want them taking pictures. And I think at the time, I think Leonard Hill, I think he punched Rizzo back there. Something happened all in the back. So I'm going to tell you something about the police department or the Civil Disobedience Squad. They saved a lot of us on that picket line because the uniform cop was out to get you. If they knew you from being around Girard College and they knew you were one of the main people there, they found a way that if anything went wrong, they would zero in on you. The Civil Disobedience Squad would help protect us because they would pinch you first. So if they put their hand on you, the other cop couldn't bother you.
Okay.
And that's how they knew. If they knew the word was out to get somebody, they would get you first.
Okay.
Well, when my arrest, my first
The
arrest...
uniform cops would get you first?
No, if the Civil Disobedience Squad would get you first to keep you from getting beat up. And that's how they did it, right. The other thing I found out later talking to some of those guys was that you wonder why Cecil never got hurt, never got beat, no matter where he was, because word went out they better not put a hand on him. And this is what the black cops did. You better not put a hand on him. That's one of the reasons Cecil never got messed up in anything that went on. They knew not to touch him. He was untouchable. So this is what I got from the guys that got to talk to them later in life. So anyway, they saved me because they kept me from getting beat. I lost my job. I got fired because I was arrested. So the school district let me go. That was even without a trial because I got arrested. My little $2 an hour job, I lost. My second arrest wasn't at Girard College. It was at the, I think it was State Building.
22nd, and Dr. King was
Oh,
coming out 22nd.
oh, big time Kenneth over here. He knew he's an instigator. Dr. King spoke that day. Everybody wanted to see who was going to give the best speech, Cecil or Dr. King. So it was a big crowd out. So after they finished speaking, he was going up to 23rd and Diamond to the projects to talk. So we're going to go up there. We walked up there. So Kenneth tried to get us a ride back on the truck that Dr. King was on. And I got to meet this man. I was dumbfounded. I didn't believe in nonviolence. You know, that wasn't for us. We had to sit with that. But when I got to talk to him, when I got to ask, could I shake his hand, I couldn't talk. I was stuttering. He smiled. He hugged me. I walked off the truck. They caught me. You know, I was stepping. So anyway, so we're getting ready to go back to Girard College. Kenneth came up to us and he said, look what I got. We got two American flags under his shirt. And we said, well, he said, I stole these off the truck. I said, what do we want with some American flags? He said, well, you hold one right side up and you hold the other one upside down. That's a sign of distress. Good idea. Not. We come down 22nd Street to sing freedom songs, and we get pulled over around 22nd and Burks or something like that. And the cop says, you're under arrest. And we said, for what? A desecration of the American flag. And by the time Lieutenant Fensel and them, he wasn't lieutenant then. He might have been lieutenant. By the time they came up there, because they heard the commotion, the people in the neighborhood are getting upset because they wonder why we're being arrested. And the cop said they spit on the flag and we stomped it. Which made the people upset because they said those people were just singing freedom songs and we were that close to Girard College. Kenneth and I we were juveniles. And that's how I found out how old he was. We got 6 months probation, and Judge Clifford Scott Green gave us the time. And they believed with everything the police said. So we were lucky. The next one, we were down at the post office, I think. Bernice and all of us were down there. We didn't know we were faced with 10 to 20 years in jail just from blocking the entrance that we blocked. Well, there's enough of coming out that darn entrance. And they said, if you don't get up, you're going to jail. Rizzo was coming. There's nothing they could do. This is what the George Fensel and them were telling us. We didn't care. We locked our arms and we were saying, ain't nobody gonna turn us around. We're gonna keep on walking. And that's where we got arrested for that. I forgot how much probation I got for that. But these are the things that we did, and it wasn't just Girard College. We formed a group of young militants after that. So we went full circle. I went from black and white together to hate white folks. Oh, nonviolence. No, it never was nonviolent. Hate white folks to the realization that people are people. And you go through all of those things, and this is like doing integration, black militancy, and the whole.
Well, thank you very much.
But that's what I think the kids would like. Y'all liked our stories, didn't you?
Yeah.